Amazon Web Services, also known as AWS, is one of the largest cloud computing platforms in the world. Through its official YouTube channel, AWS describes itself as the trusted backbone of the digital age. They highlight how startups, enterprises, and even governments use AWS to lower costs, scale faster, and innovate. The marketing is polished. AWS says you can run virtually everything in the cloud, from enterprise applications and big data projects to social games and mobile apps. Their most famous product is EC2, which allows customers to rent virtual servers by the hour. Millions of businesses rely on this system, and AWS emphasizes reliability, agility, and security. But behind the glossy promotion lies a very different story. The same AWS EC2 servers that power global innovation have also been used to host fraudulent platforms. In documented cases, scam operators rented AWS infrastructure to run pig butchering fraud schemes. These schemes impersonated legitimate businesses, lured victims with fake apps, and drained cryptocurrency wallets. While victims lost life savings, AWS billed the operators for server time. In other words, the infrastructure that AWS celebrates as trusted by governments and the world's largest enterprises was also monetized by fraud networks. AWS collected fees, issued invoices, and became part of the financial chain, even as complaints were filed with law enforcement and abuse desks. This contrast matters. On one side, you have the corporate branding. Explore how millions of customers use AWS to innovate faster. On the other, you have real victims who discovered that Amazon Web Services infrastructure was used to steal, launder, and conceal millions in cryptocurrency fraud. The issue isn't just technology, it's accountability. AWS wants the world to see cloud computing as safe, agile, and future-driven. Yet when evidence shows their servers were abused to run criminal operations, the gap between promise and practice becomes undeniable. That's why survivors of fraud and investigators point to AWS not just as a bystander, but as a paid enabler. The billing trail, victims' money flowing into fake platforms, then into AWS invoices, then into criminal profits, is clear. And under laws like RICO, that financial connection is critical. So the next time you hear Amazon Web Services describe themselves as the trusted home of innovation, remember, the same cloud that powers startups and governments was also powering pig butchering scams. The question isn't what is AWS? The question is how a trillion-dollar company handles the responsibility of policing its own servers when they are used for global fraud.